Hey everybody, today is Thursday, September 29th, and we are one day away from completing the ninth month of our study and getting ready to start a new month and a new Bible verse. I've already taken a peek at it, and it's a gooder, as a friend of mine, Aaron, says. It's a gooder. You know what? I don't know any in his word that aren't gooders. I don't know about you. But he must become greater and greater, and I must become less and less. Have loved getting emails from you. I love reading your comments. I don't always comment back, but I do glance through your comments. They come through my email box, and I'm getting notes from people that are separate from comments about what God is doing in their lives. And I have to tell you, it thrills my heart because when I started this ministry 3 years ago, I had no idea what I was doing. I still most days don't know what I'm doing. But it's been a passion of mine. This word is a passion of mine. And my heart is driven to make it alive and active in my life and plant that same desire in the women that I teach every day, the women that I lead in retreats, the people that I come in contact with on a daily basis. And I'm seeing fruit of that prayer being answered through you, and nothing thrills me more. I've been brought to tears reading the emails of the pattern that God is taking in people's lives. I just love it. Tomorrow is the 30th. I cannot promise that I will have a video on the 30th. I'm going to pull one from last year. I am speaking at the Tennessee Active Women for Christ group in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, and I will be there Thursday, Friday, and home on Saturday. So I don't think, given everything else that I have going on right now, that I'll be able to get an advanced video done for Friday. It's possible, but not likely. So look for that. I'm sure that it's all God's perfect timing. Somebody probably needs to hear that message. Today's main point of our time together is tracked through Mark's account of what Jesus had been doing. If you followed, and it's easy to get lost in the different Gospels because they all sound very similar, because many of them tell the same stories. But it's easy to get lost in what book you're in unless you're paying attention. So looking at Mark 1:21 through 28, we see that Jesus went through the town of Capernaum. It was the Sabbath. He went to the synagogue to teach, and he was teaching, and then he cast out an evil spirit out of someone. Then we see in Mark 1:29 through 34, after Jesus left the synagogue with James and John, he went to Simon and Andrew's home. There he came across Simon's mother-in-law, who was very sick. So he healed her. He probably went there to relax and just be with friends, and he walks into a situation where they needed his healing. So he healed the mother-in-law. Then it says, that evening after sunset, many sick and demon-possessed people were brought to Jesus. They knew where he was. I mean, sometimes I can't even go to the bathroom in my house by myself without a dog or someone knowing where I am. My kids were finally grown up enough to where they don't have to follow me to the bathroom anymore, but now I have a dog that does. Jesus had people following him everywhere he went. Then it says the whole town gathered at the door to watch. So Jesus healed many people who were sick with various diseases. He cast out many demons, but because the demons knew who he was, he did not allow them to speak. I thought that was interesting that the demons knew who he was. Same day as teaching in the synagogue and healing or casting out the evil spirit, all of this healing took place. Then it says in Mark 1:35, we're following the sequence of scripture from Mark, before daybreak the next morning, Jesus got up and went out to an isolated place to pray. This story intrigues me because Jesus was tired. He had every excuse to sleep in that day. He had every reason to justify not getting up and spending time with his Lord in that morning. He had been teaching. He had been doing good things. He had been healing people, casting out demons out of people. He'd been doing really good things for the Lord. He had every reason not to get up and pray. But it says, before daybreak the next morning, he got up and went out to an isolated place to pray. If you've been on my blog for any length of time, you know how important the importance that I place on an early morning quiet time with God. If nothing else, to sit in silence and just listen. And that's really what I've been doing lately. There's a lot going on, and I just need to sit and be quiet. But I'll tell you, I'm going to just confess here and keep it real. There are days when I lay in the bed and I know that I need to get up, but I think, Lord, I've been teaching. I've been writing. I was writing till 11:30 last night. I've been in your word. I'm teaching your word every day. I'm tired. I tell the Lord I'm tired. And then I read the story and I see Jesus worked. He did good things. He did things for the Lord, for people. And yet, he still got up before daybreak to go to an isolated place to pray. I was convicted today of doing for the Lord and doing good things for the Lord and for the kingdom, yet forgetting or substituting that for really quality time with God. The best thing we can do for ourselves after a busy day is to get up and meet with Jesus. We can't shortchange it. And I am preaching to the choir, teaching myself. No matter how busy we are, we can't be too busy for Jesus each morning. It doesn't have to be some long Bible study. It doesn't have to be some in-depth. I don't even read this first thing in the morning. I haven't for the 6 years I've been reading my Bible. I don't read this. Reading this Bible, I don't read it in the morning. I sit and have a devotion with my Oswald Chambers, Utmost for His Highest. I pray and I listen to my praise music. Very simple, but it starts my day in the right way. I've learned that God is a better manager of my time than I am. I can't say, I've got this, and this, and this, and this to do, so I got to hurry up and get started on my day. Because don't you know, he just wants to go, I know what you've got planned, my girl. Can you just give me 5 minutes? If Jesus did it, then I should do it. Plain and simple. He's our model. He's our role model. He's our mentor. If he did it, I should do it. If I am physically able, I should meet with Jesus for a few minutes every morning, regardless. Now, if I'm sick, physically sick, if I am physically injured and I'm not able to get up and get out of bed, because I'm a full believer that you really do need to get out of your comfort zone, and my comfort zone is my bed, snuggled down under my covers. If you're physically able, you should be meeting with the Lord every day for a few minutes, just to talk to him, to say, hi, I acknowledge that this is your day, and I pray that today I do something that glorifies you. Simple prayers, simple time with Jesus. I included one of my favorite verses, and this verse convicted me years ago, and I've taught it before in our time together. Isaiah 50, verse 4 and 5. The sovereign Lord has given me an instructed tongue to know the word that sustains the weary. He awakens me morning by morning, awakens my ear to listen like one being taught. The sovereign Lord has opened my eyes. I have not been rebellious, and I have not drawn back. When the Lord opens our eyes, and we don't give him those first few minutes of our day, or really just being rebellious to what He wants us to do. And I don't know about you, and I've said this before, my days start off bad enough. If I'm starting in rebellion with the Lord, it can only go downhill from there. Y'all have a wonderful Thursday. I may see you tomorrow. If not, I will definitely see you on Monday, face to face.